Bitcoin has been chopping sideways for what feels like an eternity, and altcoins are having a party. Even XRP is popping off. Is it going to continue? I'm going to take a look at the top 10 coins by market cap, excluding Tether, of course, and tell you what I'm thinking is going to happen in the near future. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody? I am Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Please, before we get started, subscribe to my channel and go ahead and hit that like button down below. As YouTubers say, you're supposed to smash it, that little thumbs up button down below. I don't really know what it means to smash a button, but apparently I need to tell you to do it. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we're having a bit of an alt season right now, so I'm going to take a look at the top 10 coins by market cap, excluding Tether, of course, because that's just a straight line sideways. And also going to take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance and see what we can look forward to in the very near future. As you can see here, these are the top 10 coins as I'm talking. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, XRP, Tether, Cardano, Polkadot, Uniswap, Litecoin, and Chainlink. So let's dig right in, starting with Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin is doing absolutely nothing. It has been ranging between 5,700 and 59,799 or so since March 29th. This entire month, it's been trading basically in a $3,000 range. There is nothing to see here. There is no reason to trade this. Everything remains bullish on any higher time frame. This happens to be the 4-hour that we're looking at here. But until we see some major action and volume outside of this range, I would say that there is nothing to be concerned about. So just set alarms on that range. If price exits the bottom or exits the top, then we can start to worry about Bitcoin's next move. But the good news generally when Bitcoin is chopping sideways like this is that alts have a bit of time to play. Interestingly, we saw a small drop here on this last 4-hour candle. As you can see, and alts panicked. It was really interesting to watch that even when Bitcoin sneezes by a few $100s, traders seem to panic in the crypto market and start dumping their alts. Just reminds us just how delicate of a market this is when everything is dependent on Bitcoin. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance here. Now, this is the weekly chart. Charting Bitcoin dominance is a bit of a meme. This is not a tradable asset. It doesn't really have volume as shown on the bottom. And when you're actually trading something, the reason that there's lines on chart support, resistance, supply, demand is because that's where traders are putting their orders. That's not what's happening here. There are no orders. So take everything on Bitcoin dominance with a grain of salt. If it's going down, altcoins are doing well. If it's going up, altcoins are doing poorly. That said, if you're into charting it, it is sitting on a weekly support and currently breaking slightly below. We want to see Bitcoin dominance, if you're charting it, below 57.29 on the close, because then we should see a drop to 50.68 or so, which would be a pretty epic alt season. Now, listen, we've had these two alt seasons right here kind of through, May of last year, 20, all the way down to sort of August. Then alts became very difficult to trade. And once again, since December, we've had dominance dropping and alts looking great. But these are very small alt seasons, if that's what we're talking about. Let's go back to 2017. Alt season. Alt season. That's in 1 week a drop that big. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 epic weeks of alt trading. We've seen nothing like that, and we may never see it again. I have no idea. But that's what a true epic alt season looks like. Let's not spend too much time here on dominance. Let's move on to Ethereum on the Bitcoin pair. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin and USD pair of each of these coins. As you know, I'm extremely bullish on Ethereum, have been. We had this bullish SFP breakout and nothing but movement up. Now it appears we likely have some bullish consolidation. I think technically you would really want to see a break above this line around 362.5000. And that would signal that we're likely to continue up. On the USD pair, I'm still targeting 3,600. Nothing has changed. We had a beautiful bull pennant and breakout and appear to be consolidating here. That's Ethereum. Binance Coin, I just posted this trade once again in my newsletter. This is on the Bitcoin pair. This was the last trade right here, the breakout and retest in this demand zone. So it's done over a 50% move from there. We flipped the EQ of the range here and now are trading above the range highs. And this is also the all-time high on the Bitcoin pair. This is officially in price discovery, which should mean that it will rocket eventually. Strong break above, and now, since even I posted it in the newsletter, a retest as support, which is the entry I was looking at. This should continue up. If it drops, no big deal. Be very liberal with your stop losses, I would say, because once a coin confirms a move into price discovery, it should continue. Nothing is for sure, but it should continue. I did an entire video recently on the USDT pair, also broke out of a bull pennant here and broke above the range highs and all-time highs and has continued up. As you can see, that was a move from 348 currently to 385, but all the way to over 400 when it broke its range highs. Conservatively, if you call this the flagpole, your target is about 515. If you consider this the flagpole, which I do, your target is around 600. I'm targeting 600 on the BNB USDT pair. Of course, for USDT pairs to do that well, Bitcoin either needs to remain sideways or go up and carry them. XRP. Yeah, XRP is doing its thing. It's doing exceptionally well. And I'm happy for people who have been bag holding this for a long time. On March 22nd, right here, I posted a trade in the newsletter on the XRP Bitcoin pair. I said, hey man, not really my thing, but I would put your stop below these lows. So down here around, 700, 680, something like that. Obviously that never triggered. It took a long time, over a week and a half for it to finally move, but it popped up. Beautiful trade, beautiful movement so far. I would say that it's now breaking through a key level of 1568. You want to see that hold. We do not want to see this daily candle closing with a really long upper wick, so it'd be nice to see some more movement up. But technically, this just broke out here, and at the end of the day, your target on a move like that is probably around the highs. So 4399. That would be a pretty epic move from here, 2.5 to 3x, something like that. XRP on the USDT pair, this is a weekly chart. It's interesting to note we already have more volume than the last 4 or 5 weeks, and it's only Tuesday. This candle started on Sunday. There's real interest here in trading XRP, and it is breaking through this level. Of course, a lot of this has to do with the SEC sort of seemingly doing poorly in their case against Ripple and the potential of relistings. There's a lot going for XRP right now. I would say I want to see this close certainly on the weekly above around 79 cents. We saw this actually break $1 today. That would be the first time since, back here sometime in 2018. So this really is big news if you're trading it on the dollar pair. But once again, remember on the Bitcoin pair, it sort of just broke out. I would say that this is, at this point, assuming it holds 79 cents, we should be targeting $1.36 or so, although it may likely chop its way there, as we all know. Is it going back to the highs at $3.30? I certainly can't get ahead of myself and start to expect that, but there are people, of course, already screaming for that. ADA is the next coin by market cap. Here it is on the Bitcoin pair. It seems to be attempting a breakout of this resistance and holding this support. This had a huge move. To me, this still looks a bit toppy, although I think we will now see it head back up. You could also draw a resistance right here, which is very clear that this is stopped. So maybe you want to trade it above this one, but even better above that one, targeting the highs up here around 3193. Nothing terrible here, but this did look for a while like a head and shoulders. So if this line breaks down, I would be very careful trading ADA on the Bitcoin pair. ADA USD, although it's not perfect, this does look like an ascending triangle, which should technically end up breaking to the upside. This would be the depth. So if you get a break, you would be targeting about, I can't even see it there, sorry. You would be targeting about $2.15, and you'd be looking for something like this. Your entry would be here on the retest, or if you're a breakout trader, you could take it there. Very simple. ADA USD looking pretty good. Next pair is DOT Bitcoin. You can see we had tons of trades on DOT that have all done exceptionally well, and this was the next one. Had it here, and then a break of this, targeting the highs. So this trade actually that I had shared is already technically closed when it hit 77549. You can see that ultimately had a bearish SFP. Bearish SFP, that's when you break that swing high and fail to close above. Means there's a lot of liquidity there and a lot of selling. No surprise, since this was the, I believe, the all-time high, yes. So this could just be bullish consolidation under resistance, which generally leads to expansion. So nothing really to worry about here, but this is not ideal. You see this hanging man candle right here. That's a large body, long down wick. Now, a lot of people confuse these candles for bullish candles. That is a hammer at the bottom. It's very bullish, kind of like this, right? Right here you have one, although that wick is a little long. When it's at the top, it's actually a sign that bears stepped in and were interested in selling, and bulls were unable to advance it. It's called a hanging man candle and can be bearish, and that would actually be confirmed by a down daily candle here. So you might see a bit more downside on the DOT Bitcoin pair. Although technically, I'm not too worried. This is sitting right around an all-time high. On the USDT pair, we broke the range highs for an all-time high here. Beautiful. And now has been retested a lot. We had this little local resistance. Maybe you draw it like this. It seems to be currently trying to hold. But really, I think this is not that valid. I think that this is consolidating between here and here, looking for a move. I don't want to be trading back in the range for too long. And ideally, you actually want to buy this a bit higher, above 46.8 on a clean break, because then this would be headed into price discovery. Sometimes the best entry for a trade is above the current price. You want to pay more because you want the move to be confirmed. It's a little risky here. Although these range highs, 42.2848, right around where we are. It's actually not. Yeah, we're at 42.62 now. But yeah, right around here would be technically a good entry because it is once again a retest of the previous highs. Just remember, the more line is retested, the weaker it becomes when it's horizontal. Uni, kind of hard to determine what's going on with Uni BTC. We did have this breakdown of this ascending wedge, very clear, up, down, break, and now we're retesting it. But of course, this is an ascending line, so it's not really bearish if price continues to find resistance there and continues up. I do think this line around 51500 is somewhat key, and it's been flipped back to support, but largely it's kind of hard to figure out what Uni is doing here. It does not seem to be doing much. I would stay away from this one for the moment because I just don't see a very clear trade. On the USDT pair, same thing. Yeah, you have this kind of little local support, but you have these upwick candles, another upwick, all these bearish SFPs, 1, 2, 3 before the ultimate drop. Maybe that's done, but there's a lot of selling going on up in this area, so it's just very hard, in my opinion, to find an entry. There are better trades. Litecoin had been getting absolutely beaten. It was like the redheaded stepchild over here, but now finally has reversed. It kept dropping. I was making fun of it, and then I said, hey, here's your spot. If it breaks this line, and ultimately it did break, tested support, and has rocketed up. But that said, resistance 3929. I would want to see this closing above that, unless you might get some retracement. But ultimately, this should be targeting 4,900 here on this move above this descending resistance. Pretty strong. And what you really like to see here is increasing volume with increasing candle spread. Bigger candles, bigger volume, bigger moves. That's what you want. You just want to see continuation. We would hate to see this close like down here and have a potential shooting star. Of course, that wouldn't even be a big deal unless the next candle's bad. On the USDT pair, looking much like Ethereum did, right? Breakout of this pennant. And just on this little drop today, we had that move down to around 212 for a perfect retest as support. This looks really, really good to me. Anything can happen, but this should be targeting $341. Link, also back at resistance right here, right? You could draw probably some sort of descending pattern here, maybe a channel or a wedge. But at the end of the day, this is a beautiful bounce off support, a nice move, but now you need to be closing above 56556, and price is currently trading right there. By the time this video comes out, who knows what will have happened with a lot of these, but that is what I'm looking at. You trade above that, bounce up to this line, trade above that, bounce up to this line, just climb the stairs all the way up. If you were looking to draw descending resistance, you know, this one is really wide. Don't like it, right? So maybe we force one into here, but it's really not that ideal. But if you do that, you have a breakout, perfect retest as support, and a move up. And let's take a look at Link USD. Had this nice pennant as well, sort of a bull pennant. This was the last trade. We had a ton down here, but right around 20 bucks was the last time we were talking about an entry. And now we have a break of this bull pennant holding this support. So we should be targeting at least these highs at 36.92151. But much like I said before, sometimes you want to buy higher. I would honestly rather buy this above 36 than now. So for a move like that, buy it here and continue up. That's what I'd be looking for, because right here, you're sort of in no man's land between support and between resistance. Guys, that was my lightning round. All of the coins in the top 10 plus Bitcoin dominance. What do you guys think? Do you think that we're about to see a continued alt season? Do you think the dominance is going to dump and we're going to rip? Do you think that Bitcoin will ruin the party? I'd love to hear your comments down in the results. Once again, I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel. Smash smashed that like button. Also, check out everything else I got going on in the description. My amazing sponsors, Femex, who make this all happen. And of course, the Wolf Den newsletter. Until next time, peace out.